Awesome, cool. So we're going to be talking about what is the most important thing in a real estate negotiation. Okay. Now, typically this is like either in person or on the phone. Okay. And every single time you're talking to a buyer or a seller, make no mistake about it, you are in a negotiation. Whether you like it or not, you're in a negotiation, whether you're talking to a buyer or a seller in real estate. Okay. They are checking you out, they are qualifying you, and they are doing their homework on you as you're talking. And it really matters how your tonality is, if you're paying attention, if you're showing respect, if you're trying to be too pushy. Thanks, Pete. If you're trying to be too pushy, they are making a decision on you within the first 30 seconds. So I always, every single time I talk about sales, I always relate it to relationships, dating. All right. So in sales, you are having a relationship. It might be a small relationship, it might be a one-off relationship, it might be a you know, an indiscriminate relationship, right? But it is a relationship, and the more you can respect that and understand it, the more successful you're going to be. So, if you're a guy that really sucks at relationships, you're going to suck at sales. If you're a guy that really suck or that's really good at relationships, you're going to be doing good in sales. Okay? Because what's important in sales? That they trust you, that they know you, and they like you. Okay? So if you don't pass the qualifications for that, guess what? You're not going to get the sale. And a sale is the acquisition or the buy. It doesn't matter. Okay? So the same strategies and processes you do to sell something, you do the same exact thing when you buy something. Okay. And that is what I really stress about a lot because I really feel like there's a lot of bad investors out there. And I'm not a guru, okay? I don't charge people to teach people. That's not me, okay? It doesn't matter to me if you win or lose, right? I just want to be a part of the solution because there's a lot of bad investors out there, and I don't want you to be one of them, okay? So this is why I make these 3-minute tips with Dave. Cool? Cool. So we're talking about what is the most important part of the negotiation. A lot of times you would think when they pay the money, right? No, no, no. A lot of times, a lot of times you would think it's when you get ready to ask for the money. No, no, no. A lot of times you would think is when you qualify them. No, no, no. The most important part of a negotiation in real estate is setting the agenda right out of the gate. Okay, so let me explain. Before I met my wife, I used to have many dates, many acquaintances, and I would go out a lot, make a lot of friends, and not really take it really seriously. When I went on a date with my wife, um, who was obviously just a friend that I just met at the time, she sat right down and she said that she's only looking for something serious and she's not interested if I'm not serious. Okay. Thank you, Frank. I really appreciate that, brother. Um, so she put me on the defensive and she set me straight right away. She did what we call in sales set the agenda step. Okay. It goes agenda step, qualify, close. There's 3 steps. Okay. The most important is the first step. So in sales, it's called positioning, right? Like imagine a box. Okay. Your job is to keep positioning correctly with your lead, right? Whether it's a buyer or seller, you got to keep them in this box. And what she was doing was she built a fence around me and she said, "Hey, listen, I'm not interested unless you're considering getting married to a woman and having kids one day and being a good father and a good husband. Like she said that right out of the gate. So she set a good position on me that said, hey, listen, you're either in or you're out. That is, my friends, what setting the agenda is right out of the gate. So in real estate, a lot of people make this mistake because they feel like they don't have to. They go straight into negotiation. I don't do that. I don't do that. Maybe that's why you might be suffering in your sales because you're going straight into negotiation, going straight into the close. But nobody likes to be sold to, so you gotta warm them up a little bit, you know? You can't just squeeze right at the gate, okay? So setting the agenda is definitely my most favorite. And when I started doing this correctly, I saw my sales double. I saw my sales double, and I felt like I had more control in the relationship or the sale. I felt like I was more of an authority figure in the sale. I felt like I had it was easier to negotiate in the sale, and I felt like I could qualify them a lot easier in the sale. So, would you like to do these four things? Can I get a heck yeah? Would you like to do those four things a lot easier? Well, you're going to be able to do those four things a lot easier if you set the agenda correctly. Okay. So, how do you do that? Setting the agenda. Hey Pete, we just talked over the text message. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I know you're driving home real quick, but because I'm the transactional coordinator for the company, I just wanted to ask you some really quick questions because we pay cash and we pay fast. So I just have to ask a couple questions. How does that sound? Right? If you're a seller and somebody's telling you, "Hey, it's only going to take real quick. I just gotta know a couple things before I spend all day on this thing," and they pay cash and they pay fast, you're going to be paying attention now. You're going to take them seriously. Okay? And so that's right. It is awesome, Pete. Thank you very much. Every single sale that I lost was because I did not control the positioning. I did not set that agenda correctly the first time, right out of the gate. They start talking, they start going rambling off, and they say, "All right, I got to go," and then you just made no progress with them at all. So it was like a wasted call, you know. So if you are watching this video and you're thinking back to your sales that you've had, it could be anything. You could be selling vacuums, brooms, fruit, don't matter. If you're setting the agenda correctly, I can promise you one thing, you're going to have more sales. And number two, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, does that make sense? So you got to control the conversation, you got to control the narrative, you got to control that you're placing yourself as an authority figure in that conversation, and you're doing it right out of the gate. Bam, 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 bam. It feels a lot better having more control in a negotiation now, doesn't it? So if you're watching this over, you might be thinking, man, I can't wait to do this, right? Because now you have more control, okay? And people that suffer from confidence problems, they are terrible at this. So leave in the comments, and you know who you are. Maybe you don't want to expose yourself. That's totally fine, but you know who you are. If you suffer from confidence, you know you are bad at setting the agenda and you can't control the positioning in the sale, you can't place yourself as an authority, the lead doesn't listen to you, and you lose the sale. That's what happens, right? Am I right? Okay. So, guys, just dumb it down. Don't focus on your scripts. Don't focus on any of that stuff. Just dumb it down. Really bring it down. Slow it down. Focus on what matters. Give them a couple jabs. Introduce yourself real quick, control the positioning, set the agenda, and set it strong and hard, and everything's going to be a lot easier. Notice when you go to the doctor, you know how to act. You know how to act, okay? When you go to the doctor, it's customary for a nurse to check your temperature, check your weight, check this, check that, fill out the information, and you submit right away. And you know, in order to get to the doctor, I got to do all this stuff first. You know that, right? And then when the doctor comes in and he makes a subscription for you, prescription, um, you're not questioning his authority. You're not saying, hey, where did you go to school? Or, how dare you talk to me like that or anything like that. You're assuming authority to him, okay? Because he has the right positioning. You scheduled an appointment, you filled out the documents, you waited in line, you did all this, and finally, so now, if the doctor tells you to do something, you're going to do it, right? So it's a big difference, right? Now imagine placing yourself as a doctor on the phone. Imagine, just imagine what your success rate would be. Dr. Pete, Dr. Kobe, what would that be like? Okay. So, guys, I just wanted to give you something of really big value to me that really means a lot to me. I'm going to be talking about some of this in my clubhouse today. I'm going to be posting the clubhouse link down below in the comments. And you're going to be able to talk to me. You're going to be able to talk deals with me, ask me questions. And let's get live. Let's have some fun. It's Friday. Let's make some money today. Okay, guys? I'm going to post out the link in the Facebook group. Then I'm going to post it here in the comment section. Join me today, 4 p.m. Central. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. All right, guys? Thanks a lot.